Hi everybody, welcome to the Coloring Oasis. I have a little Walmart coloring haul that I am excited to show you. Primarily, I have these gorgeous 3 new books. I was so excited to see because I never buy coloring books at Walmart. I don't go there that often, and they rarely have any, or they have sort of the religious themed ones, and I just hit the jackpot. So I'm going to flip through these books and show you why I picked them. And I have a couple of other little things too I got. So I was so excited. Who's a Hocus Pocus fan? You know, it's funny is I had seen this book someone else in someone else's video or something, and I kind of caught like 2 or 3 pictures and I'm like, oh, not for me, not for me. And I didn't really look further because I prejudged it by those 2 or 3 photos. But since I saw this in person, like I took a full look at it and I loved it. And, I generally will choose a coloring book if I can say that I would probably want to color at least half the pictures. I mean, I don't think anyone, maybe some, but most people that I know never finish a whole coloring book because they like to bounce around. And there's never, I think maybe I have 3 to 5 books out of 50 to 60 that I know I would want to color every picture. But there are definitely some cute ones in here. I'm a huge Disney fan, a huge Hocus Pocus fan. And I'm going to show you what I like and show you them things in here. Has a pretty thick spine. Like there are some I might not be as thrilled to color, like the one with the cobwebs. Cobwebs are really hard. But I do like a lot of these images, and I was bummed that they're double-sided. Oh, bad. But what can you do? Like I really love this one with the 3 of them in the witch's brew doing their spell. This would be a really cool double-edged page spread. It's so close to the front though that it's really thick here, so you have to really break that spine. I really like this one. Cat one. This one was really neat, but it's like, I didn't understand. It's like these 3, but then 3 times. They're exactly the same. And I don't want to color the same thing 3 times on each side. So, that was a little odd. Maybe I would do 1 row or something. That one was cute. This, again, like all these different pumpkins. But they have a little, like, here are the brother and sister trick-or-treating. Like some of these are a little boring, but I did see a lot that I like. I would really like to do this one. Make it really kind of witchy and Halloweeny. This one kind of boring. This one would be fun because I don't do a lot of guys, hardly ever. And I like the saying. The candles look really detailed. This is really cool. Them knocking out the door. And, I would really want to get their outfits to be authentic, so I'd have to print a picture of them in costume. This is cool, that framed picture on front of the book, the spell book. I like this one, but again, it's the same thing twice. Like, I don't understand why they didn't do it different on each side, but that's okay. Still, definitely enough in here that I would like to color. Like, her face 3 times. Now, I did have a thought. This would be really good for practicing your portrait skin tones. Like if you don't care particularly even what's on the other side or whatever. Let's see what's on this side. Like I wouldn't want to do that. So I would get out like my new Crayola skin tone colors of the world markers and pencils and practice the different colors on these kind of little faces. That's one thing you can do with that. I really like this one. They make Bette Midler look a little bit thin in this one compared to how she is, which is kind of funny. Look at all these kind of like antique-y framed pictures. Lightning. Not so much into the action scenes. I like the ones, I don't know, it has to just pop out at me. Like I would do this and my name's, like I had a cat named the Binks that I named after the cat Hocus Pocus about 17 years ago, or Well, it was, I don't know how long old the movie was, but it was not long after that. And my real name is Emily. So there you go. Emily Binks. I thought that was pretty cool. Isabel's my middle name, but that's the name I go by. Like, this one's kind of cool, but again, redundancy. That one's kind of funny. Creepy. And these are kind of cool. They're kind of, I don't know, I want to say like kind of like manga. Like, again, too much of the same. I don't want to color the same thing over and over. This would be kind of cool. So this is a great Halloween book, or just if you're a Hocus Pocus fan, you can just do this anytime you want. Here they are in the wood 10. Too many moons for me to color. I do like, again, more portraits to practice your several different portrait pencil sets, colors on faces. Great way to practice. That's what I'm going to do. Or markers if you don't care what's on the other side. Amok, 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 amok. Sarah Jessica Parker. She's great. Can't wait to see the new movie, you guys. That's probably why they released this book when they did. Love this one. I put a spell on you. That's the scene at the party, I think, when she makes all the parents pass out because they sing. I'm going to do this picture for sure. She's a great singer, Bette Midler. That one's kind of pointless because cobwebs are just like gray. Not much to color there. Awful lot of brooms. I mean, look at how many repeating pictures there are on here. I feel like on those kind of pages, they were just looking for filler. Like they didn't know what else to put in there. And that's fine. I mean, it's fun to have stuff like that to look at in between, even if you're not going to color it. I mean, we like line art. We like black and white illustrations. I like that one. There's Binksy. I mean, really? A bunch of hair to color? Okay. So when I saw this, like I might just do one face or two or something. If I was going to do one that had repeats, I would do like this, but I would do every single face different. Different hair, different skin, different everything. So he wouldn't look like the original because I don't like to be redundant. Real bulgy at the back because of the spine, but oh, this is great though. The portraits, the pumpkin Halloween background, the family albums, that would be kind of fun. And again, great way to practice your skin tones. Oh my god, I love this. Makes me think of my Binksy. And there's the new Hocus Pocus novel. I have the book. I gave that to my daughter-in-law for Christmas last year. So that is the new Art of Coloring Hocus Pocus. You know, it's funny, when I first saw this, I thought it was by like just someone that did some amateur artwork that was going to release a book to try to get money quickly or whatever. Like, because there are a lot of coloring book artists on here that just do really crummy images just to see if they can put a coloring book out there and make some money. But this is obviously high quality work, so I was completely wrong. Okay, I want to show you the Golden Girls book. Now, I'm not like a diehard Golden Girls fan or anything. I do watch some episodes occasionally. My son and I decided to watch them all when he was 24. And there's some real good laughs and one-liners in there. Very original. I wasn't really thrilled when I first saw a picture of this book on Amazon. I never even thought to click it a long time ago. But I saw this in Walmart. I'm like, oh, let's just look at it. Oh my god, I love it. And I'm not like thrilled to color a bunch of old ladies over and over, but there's some really cool 80s stuff in here, like clothes and fashion and jewelry and makeup and tons of flowers and nature stuff, which is really cool. Like it's really 80s. Like that's the purse, the grandma's purse. Like some of them are really fun. Like the ones, okay, just 4 of them sitting there I probably wouldn't do, but look at this. Great way to practice your roses. Lots of these kind of, oh, this is for Betty White, but lots of these sort of floral patterns, like, I guess that were kind of popular in the 80s. They were always drinking drinks out on their back patio. This would be nice just to have one portrait, at least of the 4 of them. Flowers. I love this. It has a real vintage look to it. I love the citrus and all the fruit. Good way to practice some of your realism with your pencils. Very kind of Floridian, tropical. You know, they lived in Florida on the Golden Girls. They always were out living on their little lanai or whatever, their patio. So I would like to do this one. This one would be really neat. This one I would do. This one, probably not. Again, more beautiful flowers. And I don't know if you remember their house, if you've seen the Golden Girls, was decorated with like seashells and kind of a beach theme. I think they did a really good job on this book. Some fun kind of vintage 80s stuff. All the perfumes. All these ladies had all these spray perfumes on their armoires. Flowers. More flowers. Here's some cool big chunky jewelry. So I did see at least 10, 15 pictures I would do in here. Like this one a lot. With the stripes. I think they did a good job on this book. It wasn't just them, pictures of them over and over and over. Would have liked to have seen a little more fashions. There's some. Like more 80s fashions. No, here you go. Oh, I love that. I'm going to do both of these sides. Oh, that's going to be awesome. I grew up in the 80s. I was born in the 70s, but in the 80s I was a kid, and I, you know, it was early middle school, so I was just like all up into the 80s, the music. Richard Simmons, Madonna. Speaking of 80s, you guys, I have a video coming up that's going to be about my 1980s coloring books reproductions. I have 5 or 6 1980s books, including some retro pop culture ones, like my Care Bears book and some other stuff like that. So keep an eye out for that video. It's going to be really cool. A little hint to My Little Ponies in there. These are fun. Fruit, that would be good to practice your realism. I love foliage. I love nature stuff because I have like 100 different kinds of greens. So like you could practice your blending. Like these, you can practice your blending with any of your new pencils you get or markers. Practice blending on these kind of pages. Especially if you don't care about the other side. Just look at that, all the lipsticks. Imagine if this was done in like, you know, a dozen different pinks and reds and purples. Wouldn't that be pretty? That would be really neat. Oh, I love this one. Oh, I love it. The palm leaves. This book was probably $12 at Walmart, but I think I did, you know, when I was in Walmart, I popped onto Amazon inside the aisle of Walmart to check the prices on Amazon. The Hocus Pocus price was exactly the same. This one was $1 more on Amazon, on Walmart, in Walmart. So, you know, I picked it up. Oh, again, beautiful foliage. You can do some like tropical kind of leaves. This is from their episode where they got arrested. Oh, the strawberry. There's more fashions. The flowers, I think they did a lot in that kind of vintage style, but also because they lived in a tropical, you know, sort of a place. And that they always had flowers and plants all over their gardens and in their house. That would be a little boring. I would not probably want to do that. Oh, fun. I love 80s fashions. I might just add this back into my 80s video for anyone who doesn't see this one, because this is a very 80s book. Love this one. This reminds me of my mom when I would watch her get ready for work every morning. She worked at Macy's her whole life, so she was really into the fashion of the day. Oh, the teddy bears. Look at that. And more leaves. Love leaves. This one is cool. You could do like that 80s check kind of color background with the bright, vibrant, cosmic colors. And then do the, you don't have to do the flowers like sunflower. You could do any color you wanted. Golden Girls cookbook. Anyway, so that's the Golden Girls. 100 pictures, you guys. Nice big book. Really good for the price. So thrilled I got both of these. Now I got this one. This one, like, when I first picked it up and looked, I opened it and looked at one picture, I'm like, I put it back. And then I already had the other two. Then I went down the aisle, looked at the books. Then I came back and looked at this again, and I'm so glad I did, because I saw a bunch of pictures I hadn't seen really like the first time that I was really excited about. Color Me Critters, and an adorable adult coloring book for adults. There's some nice kind of inspirational messages in here, but they're kind of like, it's like they're whimsical. And if you love doing things like fields and flowers and butterflies and trees, if you like Deborah Muller's Zen Doodle Colorscape books, like her Gnomes book I did a video of, or any of her other books, similar style with the butterflies, with the leaves, with the fish, with the animals, with the sky and the moons, the same kind of like line art and illustrations that Deborah Muller does, which is why I like this one. Some of them I really love, but I love nature. I love to do the nature stuff, especially when it's mixed with like whimsical, cute stuff. So this was a very whimsical book. And you know what I like? Notice how these animals don't have the same realism as a lot of the animal coloring books where you have to do fur and make the fur look realistic. They don't really show fur on the animals, so you can just color them in like solid colors. Oh, look at this koala. You see he doesn't have fur. So sure, you can give him fur, but I would just color him in with like 3 or 4 tones of gray. And I wouldn't worry if he has like a 3D textured fur, which is really hard to do. And if you love leaves, you will love the elephant picture. Look at this, the giraffe. I really like this book, and I don't generally like doing animals because they seem easy, but there's enough. Look at this underwater one. I like stuff that has a lot of straight lines because you can color in like stripes and a lot of like shapes. You don't have to do as much blending. Oh, look at the bees in the flower garden. Wouldn't this be cute? That might be the first one I do. Winter scene. Sea turtle. I have 2 other things to show you after this. Snail, seahorses, the frog, monkey, Alaskan bears. Oh, look at that little mouse. And the horse. I think I paid the sloth. I think I paid $11 for this. And this one is, as you can see, single-sided, whereas the other 2 books were not. And, but then in that Golden Girls book, there was 100 images. So that would be a 200-page book if they made them single-sided. So you can't really blame them. Kind of a safari desert theme. Isn't this fun? I'm so glad I came back and looked at this book again. That was kind of boring, but the desert scene. Some of them I just saw immediately I knew I wanted to do. Some of them I'm like, but there are a lot of pictures in this book. Eating the strawberry. Love this. Flowers, butterflies, leaves. And, this could almost be a good book for a beginner because you can just do like a different color for each of the stripes on your tulip, or all the shapes on the butterfly are single little circles and ovals where you can just put your color in. You don't have to worry about any of the real complicated blending. I do like to blend 2 or 3 greens in my leaves, but you don't have to. Flowers and leaves are one of the best places to start if you're new. And like for a leaf, for example, a bigger one, like, especially if you have like one like this, you would want to get like 3 different greens, a dark green, a medium green, and a light green, and you'd work your way dark from the inside and blend in 1/4 of the way with each, light on the outside with alcohol markers and blend them in, and it gives a real nice natural look. That one's pretty. The whale. Share your masterpieces at Color My Critters. That hashtag must be on Instagram, so I thought that was neat. I don't know if they have any more books, but I thought this was super cute. Nice big chunky book. I'm glad Walmart had this. I also picked up this. This was really cool. It was in the office supplies area, like in the middle where they have the school supplies and office supplies, where they have journals, and it's this big 8.5 by 11 size lined book. But look, it has like gold gold edges, and it's kind of, it's like matte, but it's almost like rubbery, and this is like foil. So it's like kind of like rubber. It's got that like rubbery texture, but it's just a blank book, and it almost pretty much lays flat. You hardly ever find that. You can use it for journaling, writing, but I am going to use this for recording my art. So putting in what picture I did, the date I did it, all the mediums I used, colors, swatches in them, so I can have a record for down the road or for my teaching. So I thought that was really cool. It almost looks too nice to fill up with art stuff, but I got that. And I don't know why I bought these, but whenever do you ever like see something you like because it's like a theme you like, but you buy it even if it's something you don't really need? Like this cool supply section, they had like these Disney folders, and I have no clue what I'm going to use them for, but I'm a huge Disney fan, huge Disney princess fan, which is funny because I have no Disney coloring books at this time. Minnie Mouse, I have no idea what I'm going to do with these, but I bought them because the whole pack was like $2. And then I only bought these. I don't even know why I bought these. My son and I just finished watching all the 5 or 6 Jurassic Park movies again for the first time in a long time. And I'm like, oh, these are really cool. I mean, this is just a cheap kids notebook, but there was like the folder, 2 folders, and like, you know, I'm not a dinosaur fan or anything, but I just thought they looked like, I love the look of them. So I have no clue what I'm going to do with that. I just bought them. Like, do you ever just like something, but you don't know what you're going to do with it, but you buy it anyway? So that's what I got at Walmart, you guys. Okay, thank you so much for watching, and pick up those books. I will link them below. You might have to cut and paste your link in, and I can't wait to show you some completed pictures in these books.